at the end of the day, what gets done, gets done. And what doesn't get done, doesn't get done. And it wasn't meant to get done until the right time that it does get done. Right? So letting yourself off the hook for the time. And also now you have the awareness. Now you're like, okay, cool. Well, okay, I'm sort of feeling this. I don't have much time. What if I just got completely submersed in this project that I'm doing and gave it my 100% presence? Hey, welcome back, viewers and listeners and legends, to part 2. Now, in case you missed part 1, please go back and do so. The link will be in the show notes. Now, let's jump into this episode. Elevate your business, your mind, your spirit with the Rich Mystic Man's online men's community. Tim, you got a question, mate? And then we'll go Stewie.
Not so much a question, it's more of a comment on your commentary that what I've noticed, because I've just started doing this not so long ago, and you said a couple of things that have really triggered thoughts in me. And one was your story where you said yes to doing a rapping at an event that you'd never, you said, oh, fuck, what I said. That was an amazing thing, because I kind of sense that feeling you must have had, but also the amazing elation you must have had from actually saying yes. And, it's a part of it, what I observed in myself, it's like you're actually saying yes to yourself. And it's even less about saying yes to that person. It's about you giving yourself permission to do something. And I'm finding this with social media. Well, the other thing you said to me about this is about my marketing is it's your journey. And that really freed me up from going, oh, I've got to be like, such and such a person, got to be like Clint, got to be like Balazs, got to be like someone else who are way up there. No, I'm where I'm at, and this is the journey. And it's like, oh, I can just talk about where I am. I did some marketing, and it was crap. I, tried some lead things, and I got some messages, and then I didn't. And it was like, it's just so freeing to be able to do that. And, I've read a lot, and I've done a lot. I had a lot of different businesses, and to me, it's like, I can now just talk about everything I've had bottled up inside of me on social media, and that way I'll find my audience. So we can spend a lot of time, pretty well every marketing course goes, got to find your niche, the niche is you. And the only way you're going to find that is to talk about yourself. And sometimes, well, over time, that all comes out. You start being more free, and it's so much easier. You can talk about philosophy or anything else you want to talk about. And they're the people you want to talk to, and they're your market. And so it's just an offering, because I was thinking my journey as you were talking there, and how much easier it is now that I don't have to worry about all that. I'm just coming out. That's what I'm offering.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful, man. Yeah, it's a really powerful tool, and it's a modern day way of expression. You got the mind. It's like, what do I want to share? Like what do I want to, what's my expression in the world? And I think, I'm really realizing this now through having a podcast, and I don't listen to all of them, but every now and then I'll jump in the car and I'm like, oh, let's listen to a bit of Clint X Morgan. I want to listen to my podcast. And so I'll listen to my podcast and I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty good. It's like, and I guess I'm thinking and listening from a space of being someone that's listening. And these are like powerful, like lessons and things that I've learned on my journey. And so I'm like, here is this podcast. This is, it's creating a legacy. And it's like, what? And then it sort of gets me thought provoking. It's like, okay, well, what else do I want to share? And then I'm sort of viewing it like I'm speaking to the world. It's like, okay, cool. I've got this world platform, right? But then also too, I'm just speaking to one brother. I'm just speaking to one person. Hey man, like if just one person can hear this, right, then I know that my job's done, right? And it's also, it's my podcast is more about me than it is about someone else. It's really just fucking stuff that's on my heart that I have to share, that I want to share, that I want to get out in the world. And so I love that you shared that around a brand, building a brand and using social media, is that it's very cathartic. It's very healing.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can start to speak into and share. And then as you start to speak into them and share them, you realize it's like, fuck, I'm not the only one with this pain point or this problem or you know, I've had this challenge. And so then through you're sharing your insights, and then you're helping someone else, you know, have a bit of a healing or a realization, because they're like, oh shit, yeah, that's me. That's the same thing. So there's this beautiful like ripple that goes out within your content. And yeah, man. So keep going. And great point that you shared there around just documenting the journey. And with that, it's like, okay, I just need to share where I'm at, like challenges, what I'm learning, like, you know, where I'm going, what's my visions, what are my breakthroughs, you know, and I remember back in the day when I was trying to build my confidence in doing videos, like I'd actually start my videos by like saying, I'm really fucking nervous right now. Like I had to like build a lot of courage to actually hit the record button to go live. But here I am, and I want to share about X, Y, and Z, and then just start sharing. But it's like, I'm alchemizing, and people are like, man, yeah, like, okay. It's like, it's multi-layered, because they're seeing me in my vulnerability, but also still doing the thing, which then gives someone else the permission. Is like, okay, well, if this guy's doing a video, he's actually doing it, but he's also super nervous. I'm super nervous. Maybe I could actually do one and, you know, see what happens. So there's so much going on that I guess is really unseen with creating content, but it's really impactful, and you don't really know the ripple effect that it's having ever. You'll never know because you can never really see it. Thanks, Tim. Anything else you want to share, mate?
No, thanks, brother. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, mate. All right, Stewie.
All right. Great call so far, fellas. Got a lot to say. I'm at a point in my business after 3 years of, I share a lot about the water, and that's what I've led with so far. But I didn't join the business for the water. I joined the business when I saw the compensation plan. And then what happened is I fell in love with the water. So then that was what I've been promoting. But what I'm feeling is I need to get back to showing the compensation plan to the people that I have. And in the authentic group that I'm in, a lot of these things come up, particularly when I'm chatting with Muzz in our farm group. So having that on the fence chat, literally what comes out our mouths is what comes out our mouths. And there's some really random stuff that we post on YouTube, but how to, if I'm so ingrained in promoting the water, what tools can I maybe utilize to shift my mindset and my content to promoting with the compensation plan?
Awesome question. Love this question. And I did a podcast episode that went out on Wednesday. I think it's called like something around shifting identity. And so, yeah, it's changing your identity a little bit, bro. I think would be really powerful, and going, all right, sweet. You know, like maybe I position myself as the water farm guy. All right. Now I'm like, I'm the businessman. I'm the water businessman, or the water farm businessman. And so this is not something you really need to talk about online. It's more so like, okay, this is an identity that I'm going to own. And I share in the podcast how I came to the identity of the rich mystic. I wanted to be a rich mystic, right? And then I put the man at the end of it, and now it's become a brand. It's become a podcast. It's become a 12-month mastermind that I'm putting together. It's like, it's become this whole thing, and it's an identity that I wanted to step into. And so, yeah, going, okay, what's that identity? And maybe it's just, you know, businessman. Like maybe that's it. Like I'm a fucking businessman, right? And then, you know, from that, you know, a new level of approach is like, okay, well, let's talk business. And so it's okay, cool. Thanks, Matty. It was called How to Shift Your Identity. Awesome. So that's the podcast episode. Go check out that one. After you finish this one, or go now, whatever. You're a free human. Do what you're called to, and trust yourself. And so, yeah, like I'm a businessman, and what that for me, in my opinion, and no right or wrong here, many different ways of building a business. what I found effective is having the focal point as the business, right? And supporting people to live free, to create financial independence for themselves, to break free of the rat race, to be sovereign in their wealth, to, you know, be able to have more time and, you know, money to do the things that they love. Right. That's been my focus. And we do that through a powerful product that really supports humanity by giving people the best water that they can be drinking all day, every day for them and their family. So not only are we supporting you financially, we're also supporting you within your health, within your energy, within, you know, your a good functioning body for you and your family. So it's really a matter of shifting perspective and shifting intention and shifting focus. And what I find is when you're leading from the business, is you're most likely, and I'm just conscious to my language because I know some people, you know, they want to lead with the water and things like that. In my experience, by leading with the business, is you can have more of an impact, because if you lead with the water, someone wants to get the water, epic. They buy the machine, they get it. It's helped them and their family. That's awesome. And if you inspire someone in the business, they could get the machine and they could sell hundreds or thousands of them, or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of them. Right? Which is going to lead to more impact. It's going to lead to more people with the water. It's going to lead to a bigger organization for yourself. It's going to lead to more money. It's going to lead to more freedom, more prosperity. So there's power in the business, and to build, you know, to those legacy positions and build a thriving organization, you need business builders. You can't just do it all yourself. You can reach a point and you can make epic money doing it by yourself, but then you're more just like direct selling, which is great. And it can be a lot of money, but if you shift into like, okay, cool, let's bring in some leaders, some other people that see the vision that also want to build a business. Epic. That's my focus. That's my intention. And then you start talking about the compensation plan. You start talking about the commissions. You start talking about how much money people can make. You start talking about like freedom, what it means to have financial freedom, so you can like spend time doing what you love, and how you paint that picture of what's possible, you know, once you can buy your time back. And it's a great opportunity for you, Stewie, because farmers, man, like they work hard and they work long and they work a lot, and it's very seasonal, and you can have big years and bad years. And so to have something that can supplement that or support that or even overtake that and free yourself from that constraint is massive. And there's so many farmers in that position, and you have the lifeline. You have, it's not the lifeline. It's not the only answer, but it's like you have an answer and you have a lifeline. And so if you can shift gears to like, cool, let's talk shop. Let's sit down and let's have a look at like how we can buy back your time and how we can create something that's really leveraged, that gets you paid really well, that can give you more freedom. It's going to be work. There's time and energy to get it to a point, right? And to really start making great money, there's time and energy and it's focus, and it's showing up and it's doing the do. But I'm sure farmers, they're not shy of some hard work. So talk business, shift that focus, talk in trifectas, talk in quads, you know, and talk in numbers, talk in, you know, the compensation plan. Obviously talk about the water because it's a big part of it, right? But really start talking about the biz and the possibility and the life and the freedom.
Yeah, definitely feeling that.
Yeah.
And a double bonus for when I listen to Clint X Morgan podcasts, my son, who's 10, nearly 11, he loves them. We go somewhere and we go on a drive. He goes, Dad, can you put a podcast on? I'm going, really? It's like, you're into this. He's into it as much as I am. So the double bonus is the influence on worldly wisdom and business that I get to share with my son, that I get to learn direct from you guys, you and Balaj and all the other people we're listening to. It's just a double bonus. So congrats to you for having that influence on the world, mate. You're doing a great job.
Awesome, brother. And I'm excited now that he can listen to this episode and he can hear Dad on it.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Nice. Awesome, brother. Thanks, Dewey. All right, let's do, we've got time for one more quick question. I'd like to wrap it up in a few minutes. So Elmore, let's make it punchy, brother. What we got?
So I would like to get some advice from you and from everyone that has been in my situation. I am currently going towards from 3-1. I'm targeting to go to 4A. Like earlier, you have mentioned just that step first. And I'd like to get some advice how I can get there with the situation that I am in while I'm doing all the things that I need, that I can to actually support to myself to get into that level. And also juggle my work and health and fitness and that putting all together. So
do you feel like you're doing everything you can?
I feel like I am restricted because of my work and also the time. Like when I went to my holiday, I can see the advantage of not actually working and actually having more time to actually just work on the business. But I am doing my best to actually, like, today have a day off to actually join the group, watch the webinar, catch up on the huddle. And I just feel like, I'm actually not progressing much as I want to. So.
Well, I think you brought up a great point, which I'll just touch on while we're here is, the job, it's a time killer, that's for sure. And so, I guess a lot of you guys are here and on that path to, free yourself of that, right? So it's a beautiful thing to recognize because a lot of people don't recognize it. They're just in it. And when you're in it and you don't have that perspective and to be able to see it is like you don't change, you don't do anything differently. So the fact that you have that awareness and you realize that, okay, cool, I have this job, it takes a lot of time. And imagine if I didn't have it, how much more time I would have. You having that awareness is like, at least now, like your focus will be like, cool, let's work towards freeing myself from that job, right? So I do have more time. So I can spend more time doing what I want to do rather than what someone else is, asking me to do or paying me to do, of course. But I want to create and be the creator of my own schedule. So it's great you brought up that point and I just wanted to touch on that whilst you're there. And yeah, I think like the matter of time is that time isn't real. And I know like people say that, it's like, what? What is that spiritual bullshit? And it's like, time is fucking real, and it does exist. And I feel that pinch of time myself, like 3 kids, couple of businesses, music, writing an album, trying to go to the gym or not trying to go to the gym, going to the gym, my wife, myself, my brothers, my friends, my family, like, fuck, man, there's so much stuff to squeeze into 1 week or 1 day, right? But when I say time isn't real, is that it can bend and it can shift when you drop the worry or drop the story of not having enough time. So if you just completely drop the story of not having enough time, how do you think things would be differently? How do you think things would be different? That's the question.
It'll be better. It'll be better for me to actually do whatever I want to for myself, for the business, and it's unlimited it's unlimited for me to keep on going. I can just keep on going without time limit.
So try this. Try this for a week or, maybe a month because like worrying about time or thinking that there's not enough time is just fucking wasted energy. Worrying about anything is wasted energy. It is just wasted energy. Full stop. Right. So worrying about time and not having enough time. And I get it, man. I'm saying this with like pure love because I can worry about time and I can worry about things. Right. However, I also know and can catch myself at times to stop worrying about it because at the end of the day, what gets done gets done. And what doesn't get done, doesn't get done. And it wasn't meant to get done until the right time that it does get done. Right. So letting yourself off the hook for the time. And also now you have the awareness. Now you're like, okay, cool. Well, okay, I'm sort of feeling this. I don't have much time. What if I just like got completely submersed in this project that I'm doing and gave it my 100% presence? How would you show up differently?
Be better mindset.
So I think just changing that, and obviously, like I'll share a quick story that I had because I had the same thing when I was writing an album with Johnny, and I said, "Dude, I'm just like struggling for time because I didn't realize how much work was actually involved." And you're probably the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, I'll start this online business. I'll do it in my spare time." And you're like, "Holy shit! Like this takes a lot of time and energy. Fuck, more than I thought it would. Fuck, I thought I'd be able to do it here and there. No, it's going to take more than that, right? It's going to take time and devotion." And same thing with my music. So I was like, Johnny, and I was, sort of playing the victim. I was like, you don't understand, man. You don't have kids. Like I got a business and all that sort of stuff. And he's like, fuck. He goes, what if you just, first thing in the morning, just did 2 hours. First thing, 2 hours. Then it's done. 2 hours of writing, 2 hours in the studio, doing some music. Once you do that 2 hours, then it's done. I was like, Johnny, man, my kids get up at 6. He goes, all right, just get up at 4. And I was like, all right. He said it so like casually. I'm like, all right, okay, all right, let's do it. And so now most mornings I get up at 4. This morning I was up at 4 doing my stuff. And so now I have 2 hours before the kids get up. A lot can happen in 2 hours. And then once that's done, anything else that happens in the day is a bonus. So that 2 hours, use it productively and get the core stuff done. And, I guess what I'll add is that the more you can have flight mode time, the more productive you're going to be. Because sometimes I can get up at 4, I'm like, cool, got this thing I want to do. And I don't know if it's a distraction strategy or avoidance of me actually doing what I need to do. I'll just go on like Telegram. Next minute on Telegram, then I'm on Instagram, and then I'm on fucking this gram and that gram. And I'm just going around in circles, just responding to shit. And it's all important stuff. It's all not, when I say shit, it's not shit. It's stuff that's I'm responding in a group or whatever, but I'm like, I'm not creating what I want to create. I'm just responding to other people's crap. So do the first thing of what you want to create. Like what wants to come out of you? What's those important things? Is it creating content? Is it following with leads? Is it, sending messages to people? Like what's that, income producing activity that you can do that's going to, push you closer towards your goals and getting that done first thing. And if you can't do first thing, like I'm just using morning, like morning is like, maybe it's a nighttime thing. Like might have been, dude, 4 o'clock, I would be like a zombie if I was up at 4 a.m., but I could do after I put the kids down at bed at night. I could do 7:30 to 9:30, 2 hours. Great. For me, I'd prefer to get it done in the morning. Because by, 7:30 at night, especially if you get up at 4, I'm like, I'm ready for bed. Right? By 9:30, I want to be in bed. But if you're, afternoon or maybe it's lunchtime. And I remember when I first started my first network marketing, I do it in my lunch break. Yeah. Not this business I'm in now. This is 10 years ago. I didn't have much time either. So I'd be actually calling people while I was driving to work in the car, in the commute, calling people, dialing. Dangerous, but I was doing it. Lunchtime, lunch break, I had an hour. I'd eat 10 minutes and then I'd spend the rest of the time calling people. There's always time.
That's what I know.
And also another thing I'd say is like, just look at where you're wasting time, and is there something you can cut back on? It might be like, maybe you're spending, like I this morning, I do a workout that's about 35 minutes. If I'm fluffing around, I can be there for an hour. Today I went in the gym. I didn't have 35 minutes. I had 18. So I did my 35-minute workout in 18 minutes. And I'm like, why the fuck don't I do it in 18 minutes every day? Here I am wasting an extra 15 minutes. I think my maths is off. 17 minutes.
What did you work
So work out faster, sleep faster, eat faster. But I think just dropping the time story will be huge. It's not a limitation, it's your ally. All right, 15 minutes, you're on. I walked out, I was like, Jesus, man, that was hectic. My chest is sore, sore. I'm like, I did everything that I normally do, and I did it so quickly. So let's see what happens.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks, Omar. Thanks for the question. And thank you, everyone for tuning in. Thanks for everyone who was live. Appreciate you all. And thanks for being part of the first men's call that I've streamed, and the first Rich Mystic Man episode that was done live with a live audience. So appreciate you guys, appreciate the questions, and for everyone else listening in and contributing and sharing in the comments. And so, I guess to the listeners at home is just apply, take something from this episode that you learned that you can apply, whether it's dropping time or being more authentic in your brand, or, just getting those first few runs on the board, getting things happening, becoming a businessman, shifting in your identity, whatever that one thing is, take that one thing, apply it, and never give up on your dreams. I'm Clint X Morgan, and look forward to connecting in again next week.
Sitting here watching the clock, I'm struggling, thinking of the bullshit that I've been juggling. Is there more to life than this? I'm thinking twice.